Hello friends, my name is Assis. I welcome you all to my channel My Schooling. And today we are going to discuss about application of big data analytics. Here on your screen you can see there are some domains where we use big data as the production implementation. Like we are using big data in our fraud and risk analysis, for trading analytics, in the telecom sector as well, in the healthcare sector to make it smarter, in multi-channel sales, in finance domain, in the log analytics, for homeland security, for traffic control system also we are implementing big data, for making your search query faster in the search engine, in the manufacturing domain, and in the retail sector as well. So to understand this, let's take an example and try to understand this implementation deeply. So let's consider this traditional trading analytics data. So if we talk about the New York Exchange, so how much data we are getting in every day in the New York Exchange? So that would be typically in the terabytes. So we are considering here as 10 terabytes of data we are getting every day, which is getting generated in the New York Exchange. Or instead of 10 terabytes, we can consider it as 1 terabyte also. Because even though if we will consider it as 1 terabyte, then also it will go beyond the capacity of our traditional databases. So this 1 terabyte of data you are getting from your New York Exchange, and you are working in any trading company. There are a number of trading companies, and based on you are having some agreement with stock exchange, where at the end of the day the stock market feeds whatever the trades that had happened on the stock market. You are going to feed that into your database. This is your database, and we can consider this database you are using as the Oracle database. So now you simply go and dump this data into your Oracle tables, on which you will do the analysis, like what are the stocks to buy, when to buy, what are the sectors to look into, what are the EPF issues, and a number of things are there in financial world. There are hundred of parameters based on which the fund managers, mutual fund managers, will typically go and do the investments. So now from the data science point of view, how much data is typically going to be added in these Oracle tables, that we will try to understand here. So now consider a scenario where your mutual fund manager wants to do some kind of analysis in the last 10 years of data. So in the last 10 years, I am assuming as there are 250 trading days, which means 10 multiplied by 250, and each day we are having 1 terabyte of data, means we are having this much of data getting generated in the last 10 years. So if we will do simple math calculation, it is 2500 terabytes of data we are having in the last 10 years, on which we want to run a query for doing the analytical job. When you want to do some analysis on this much of data, that is 2500 terabytes, and you want to run some query on your traditional databases like Oracle, many a times the database will not be able to handle those volumes. And when we consider the number of records, that would be more evident. So if the 1 terabyte of data, let's say we are having 1 billion records, or 1 billion could be way too much. So maybe 100 million records are there. We are having 100 million records that is getting generated each day. Then if we want to understand like how many number of records we will be having, means instead of 1 terabyte we are multiplying this with 100 million records, which means you will be having 250 billion records. This is simple math calculation. I hope you can easily understand it. So this database like Oracle, SQL Server or MySQL will not be able to run queries on 250 billion records. If you speak to any database expert and ask what is the maximum record count you have seen in a database table or in a RDBMS table, it will be at max 2 to 3 billion, or if it goes more than 2 to 3 billion, and if you will do some analytical work on the database, it will be like a nightmare. Database will simply go down and it will not be useful for the core transactional purpose as well. So that's where this kind of analytics is typically done by using a dedicated technology which is called as the Hadoop. Here I just try to explain the use case where big data is implemented to handle large amount of data. So instead of doing this analytical workloads on traditional RDBMS, this is typically offloaded to this our big data based analytics. So I will explain you more about more use cases in my upcoming video. So stay tuned. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope it helped in enhancing your knowledge. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel My Schooling. You can also follow me over LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram and ask your query anytime. Thank you. Have a good day.